Here for the Field of 60. Today, we are bringing you another episode in our Off the Carousel series, where we will be joined by each and every new head coach to the Division I ranks. There are almost 60 of them. We're going to be rolling these out a couple of days throughout the month of May and the month of June. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel. And if you like this interview, don't be afraid to tap that like button. That stuff really does help our channel and help our presence on YouTube. It helps more people like you find this content. And since I have you guys here, make sure that you check out our Instagram and TikTok pages. We are going to be pumping out more unique content over there throughout the summer heading into next season. Like, for example, did you know that Penny Hardaway was shot when he was a player in college? I bet you didn't know that. There are more stories like that on those pages. The links are in the description below. So now, without further ado, let's get into another edition of Off the Carousel.
All right, we're back here on the Field of 68's Off the Carousel series. I'm Jim Root from the Three Man Weave, and today we are joined by the head coach of my alma mater, the University of Missouri Tigers. That is Dennis Gates, coming over from Cleveland State. Dennis, I know you've been crazy busy lately. We appreciate you hopping on here for a little bit.
Well, thanks for having me. Definitely excited to be here on the Field of 68 and definitely excited representing Mizzou basketball.
That's right. The first question I got to ask you, it's kind of taken Mizzou Nation by storm this offseason, is the bat signal. I know it started a little bit with Coach Eli Drinkwitz on the football side, but it's been especially fun this year with so many new faces coming in. We see Coach Dennis Gates tweet out the bat signal. We start wondering who the new piece is going to be. So I got to ask you, how'd that start, and really what birthed that little bat signal?
Well, our SID, Courtney Day, who does an unbelievable job here for our athletic department, but for men's basketball and myself, we were organically doing some radio spots, I believe, my first day, right? Even before the press conference. And I think I successfully completed one. And that was just at a moment of excitement. And it was pure joy. It was authentic. And what better way, I saw that picture, than to whatever good news could come out of our program, whether it's recruiting or building a staff, I thought could connect our fan base, our students, our alumni, and our supporters, via the social media. And that picture stood out.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Coach is celebrating, he's flexing. It really is a rallying cry. You see it and you're like, all right, something's happening. We got to tune into Mizzou right now. So it's been a really cool way to get things going. And I mentioned you've got so many new players coming in this year. You got 9 new players, 2 scholarships open still to fill. When you took over at Cleveland State, it was kind of a brand new roster. Has that been kind of something you looked for, or at least enjoyed, being able to put your imprint on a program right away as you get in there?
Yeah, I think it's the new normal as it relates to the transitions that happen in our game via the student athletes. The transfer portal allows them an avenue to reset their career. Coaches playing for different programs in different cities, different states. So for me, putting a team together is definitely one of the most exciting things that we could do. But we got to continue to find 5-star people, 5-star young men, guys that can obviously do the things skills wise that I truly believe will allow us to win some games. We have some tremendous young men that we ended up signing. I'm excited about some guards that we've signed, for the most part, Sean East and our big time PG, from Clemson. So I'm excited about those guys, man. And they're going to give us what we need. Nick Honor is a high level guy. He has NCAA experience. And that's something that I think stands out in our recruiting class.
Yeah. And another thing that both those guys bring, and Demoy Hodge brings, and Mohamed Diarra, is some perimeter shooting. Last year, Mizzou was 354th in 3-point percentage. I know that was kind of a pain point for a lot of the fans. So is that something you specifically looked for, or was it kind of just a byproduct of finding good players and they happen to be good shooters too?
No, you have to win the game in certain categories, and shooting percentage is one, especially behind the arc. So you want to have guards that can spread the floor, and I think we've done that. We also have guys that can do that from multiple positions. I'm excited about Kobe Brown, his growth, past second team SEC player, decided to stay here. And I'm excited about that young man and what he believes in this institution, our leadership, and obviously my vision. So I'm excited. The biggest stat that I think we're recruiting is the assist to turnover ratio. You look at those guards and we have a positive assist to turnover ratio throughout their lives, throughout their careers. And Nick Honor and Sean East, they are some great guards that I truly believe will allow us to have a positive assist to turnover ratio here.
Yeah, you brought in a couple guys that are familiar with you too. Demoy Hodge, Trey Gomillion coming over from Cleveland State. Is that big for you too? Guys that are familiar with your style, your culture, what you're trying to build, they can kind of influence everybody else. So is that something you were looking for?
Absolutely. Demoy Hodge is an unbelievable player. He's first team all conference guy in the Horizon League. He was defensive player of the year as well. That combination is a rare combination to have. You have Trey Gomillion, who the year before was defensive player of the year. So those guys beat each other out for defensive player of the year. And I'm in our program, very excited to have that disposition in our program, but more importantly, excited for those guys' careers because they're going to continue to get better. They have gotten better each and every day. And the other thing is they're great teammates, man. They're unselfish people. And I truly believe they're an asset to what we have in store here.
Yep. And another thing you were able to pitch in the portal, and I don't know if it's probably not unique to you, but you play a deep rotation, or at least at Cleveland State you did. You get into the bench, you get 10 guys going. That probably makes it easier to sell to guys that are coming in like, hey, you're going to get to play. I don't bury people. I want you here. I want to give you minutes. Is that another thing you're kind of emphasizing as you're recruiting?
Yeah, it's the Leonard Hamilton way, man. It's what we did at Florida State during my time there. Longtime assistant and my mentor, biggest mentor, Leonard Hamilton. He's impacted my life and will continue to do so. And this is what I've done at Cleveland State. So for me, having depth is very important. Having a rotation of guys is very important. You have to be able during this time to protect yourself through the COVID protocols, but also through injuries. And it's a long season. And we truly believe we're continuing to build our program with that in mind. But it's more about making sure the culture is intact. We have 2 scholarships left, and I truly believe we have our eyes on some unbelievable young men.
Yeah, I know there's rumors and whispers out there about those last 2 spots. We won't get into it. I don't want to get you in trouble or anything, but
yeah, please don't.
Mizzou's got their eyes wide open. This won't come out right away, so maybe those spots will have been filled by the time this gets released. But I'm sure Mizzou fans are going to be keeping a close eye on what's going on there. One other thing, you mentioned Leonard Hamilton. You've come from Florida State. You brought C.Y. Young with you from there. What is another big thing you learned from Leonard Hamilton that you really hope to instill and probably are carrying over from Cleveland State, but you really want to have as part of your identity here at Mizzou?
Well, Coach Ham gave me an opportunity to make decisions as an assistant coach. He allowed me responsibility. There's no doubt in my mind he's impacted me more ways than one. He gave me the confidence to leave the nest and go out and build a program from scratch, as he's done at Oklahoma State, Miami, and at Florida State. Is well documented what he's done. What we have here in store is something that I truly believe is a tradition started by Norm Stewart. Unbelievable basketball tradition that I truly believe deserve its right to be mentioned amongst the nation's elite. It's a great fan base, great institution, great leadership in Desiree Reed Francois, our president Moon Choi. Definitely, and where we're going. You look at our staff, we're doing the same. Being able to hire Charlton Young, being able to hire Dickie Nutt, being able to hire the guys that we've hired is unbelievably a great thing. Kyle Smith-Peters, a great junior college head coach, great program. But also we've hired other guys in those support staff positions, and we'll announce that this week.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. That news will be out there. And one other little X and O, I'm going to get kind of into the nitty gritty here from Leonard Hamilton's days. I write a lot of previews. We dive into as many teams as possible, but Leonard Hamilton teams always force a high percentage of isolation. They make teams really create off the dribble. Last night at our come home event here in Chicago, you mentioned playing different defenses, kind of changing that up. Is that something you're going to try to carry over, maybe force some guys to play in isolation? Because, it's tough to create at the college level.
I think if you look at what Coach Ham has done throughout his years as a coach, he's definitely impacted the game on the defensive side, man-to-man, switching, different things. Obviously, we got to do our job and see what gives us and our roster the best chances of winning. We're going to evaluate that as a staff. We're going to definitely evaluate our opponents to see what the style of plays have been and what they're evolving into. And then we'll make those decisions. We're prepared to pivot and do different things, but I truly believe this SEC conference is one of the best conferences on the basketball side ever put together, in addition to those new schools that will be coming in years to come. So it's some tough coaches, some great players, some unbelievable players here at this level. And I truly believe my career has been prepared for moments like this at Florida State, being able to face, the Mike Krzyzewskis, the Roy Williams, the Jim Boeheim's, the Rick Pitino's, and those teams that they led. They were some tremendous battles, and we were successful.
Yeah, one thing I love you said in there, adapting to what you have on the roster, and not just kind of getting stuck with one style. I think that's the sign of the best kind of coach, the guy who's willing to be flexible and figure out what fits, what works. So Mizzou fans, we like to hear that. That's good.
I'll tell you one thing. We're going to build this program on 8 core values: friendship, love, accountability, trust, discipline, unselfishness, enthusiasm, and toughness. And we're going to try to win championships in 3 areas, and that's in the classroom, on the court, and in our community. And I truly believe that'll reinvigorate the spirit that's needed to have our atmosphere at Mizzou Arena, a game-packed atmosphere, one that will give us an advantage.
Yeah, as a freshman, I was part of some really awesome environments there. Rushed the floor, beating Kansas back in 2008, 2009. So yeah, a lot of fun stuff we're looking forward to. Now, I mentioned you've been busy. You're in the midst of this 25-city come home tour for Mizzou, and you're seeing a lot of fans, you're shaking a lot of hands, including mine last night. That was part of it. What's something you've learned about the Mizzou fan base and the culture and all that as you've been going through this tour?
So as a high school kid, I was recruited by Norm Stewart, and the vision that he had as it relates to educating a Chicago kid and myself of the city of Columbia, but also this institution, the basketball tradition. I think he shortchanged that conversation. I had no clue how basketball educated our fans are. I had no clue the level of energy and enthusiasm associated with our basketball program here, not just from our city, but the state. It's one of those things where we're the flagship program, Power 5 school in this state, but everyone, no matter from Kansas City to St. Louis, no matter to Jefferson City or even the Boot Hill, we are Mizzou people. And I truly believe that energy, once it's in one central place, is a powerful thing that can lead us to special places.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that the energy that you're bringing. We're excited about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's going to be excellent. Now, I'll put you on the spot a little on this last question. See if I can get you to make a proclamation. What does success look like in 2022, 23? I know you guys have been out on the recruiting trail, looking at classes down the roads, the 23s, the 24s. We've got lots of offers out there. Right. But can I get you to call your shot on an NCAA tournament bid in 2023 or no? Not quite there.
Success is predicated on daily consistency. And I truly believe the byproduct of that consistency leads to those moments of a selection Sunday, leads to those moments of cutting down nets, holding up trophies, and raising banners. It leads to the moments of hopefully the first Final Four in school history. Those things every day leads to something special. I truly believe we're at the right place at the right time. I truly believe something special can happen here. When I look at my career, my dream is to one day be a Hall of Fame coach. There's not been one Hall of Fame basketball coach who hadn't had that high level of success, right? But also, I look at Mizzou as a place that I want to call home forever. And when you can call something home forever in our business and our careers, because it's transitional, right? That means you have done some special things throughout those years. And I hope that we get to check those boxes that you speak of.
We hope so too. Future Hall of Famer Dennis Gates. You heard it here first, folks. It's coming. But folks, that's been Off the Carousel with Dennis Gates. We were able to get University of Missouri new head coach here, talking a little Mizzou hoops, talking Tigers. He's got more work to do, 2 open scholarships still, so we know he's out there working. But we appreciate him hopping on. And Dennis, thank you for your time.
Well, I want to thank all our fans out there that's been giving us the energy and support. I can feel it. Can't wait to see you guys. And last but not least, MIZ.
ZOU.